Hello, Watch Your Chat here with your reminder that life is short by the watch. You've noticed that in my channel I speak a lot about watches, but that just happens to be my hyper fixation at the time. The real reason why I started this channel is because I actually really like connecting with people and I really like to learn things. And YouTube just happens to give me that platform to be able to do both those things. So let's have a chat while I wind some of my watches. A little bit about myself. I'm 40 odd years old. I'm pretty much in a position where I can retire, but I still really enjoy my work because I get to work with a young team and get to pass on knowledge, have a bit of disposable income to be able to enjoy some or indulge in some of my hyperfixations, and it just happens to be watches at the moment. But the reality is it's taken a lot of work to get here, and in my life I've gone through some ups and downs. But through hard work and perseverance, I've managed to get there, and I don't see any reason why you can't either. Now, one of the biggest lessons I've learnt in life so far is that it's really important to have good mentors and a bit of awareness as well. And whilst this channel can't replace a mentor, what I think it would do is hopefully you can learn at least one or two things from it, from the mistakes I've made. And if it's helped you a little bit, then I'd be happy with that. So why is a mentor so important? Well, largely because, number one, they've been there and done that. They've experienced it themselves and they've learnt those lessons. So what better way to learn than from others' mistakes rather than having to deal with the mistakes yourself? Two, they're a good example of what could be. Now, if you look at them and you look at their success and life, then it actually is proof in the pudding. They've actually got some evidence behind what they've done and the methods of which they've employed to be able to get to where they want to go. Three, it's infinitely harder to do it on your own. People can think they can do it on their own, and hats off to you, but I'll tell you what, it can be lonely and it's significantly harder than it needs to be. Four, they can also be the voice of reason. A lot of the times we get stuck in our ways and biases and we get blinded to the fact that other things are going on around us. I find that mentors are really good at giving objective feedback and fresh perspective on things. Things that you would not normally see yourself, purely because you might be emotionally compromised and fully invested in something and not seeing it clearly. They might be able to see the pitfalls that you can't. And so having that voice of reason and having that perspective can really be a good way to avoid those pitfalls. So how do you go about getting your mentors? Well, it's actually pretty easy, but hard at the same time. And that is, you have to be open-minded and you have to be really self-aware to be able to put aside your own biases. I've actually found that a lot of people in my career that I've come across, they're actually willing to help, but they rarely get asked. So invariably, I reckon if you go and ask someone if they could be your mentor, someone who's a bit more experienced, someone who's a bit higher up the line, or someone you admire, they would certainly be open to it. But you've got to approach it with discipline, right? You don't want to be wasting people's time, and you don't want to waste your own time either. So having that shared agreement or mutual respect for one another to value each other's time is very important. I think routine is also helpful because a regular catch up with them really does help you think about things and keep it front of mind. These are all things that I've benefited from mentors, but also understand that not everyone has access to that. If you follow the channel and you get to learn at least one or two things, that would be a great outcome. So you'll hear me say a bit, life short by the watch. Now, that's a bit of a metaphor. What it really means is life is short, seize the moment. So take the opportunities that present themselves, but be prepared for those opportunities. You know what they say, luck is the intersection between preparedness and opportunity. So basically, if you're prepared, you can make your own luck. So let's learn along the way. At the moment, I'm practicing this YouTube channel. It's been great so far. I've had a lot of people reach out, and support from other YouTubers have really encouraged and helped me along the way. They've given me advice, they've given me some tips, and they've also given me some constructive criticism, which is great. And I don't mind criticism as long as it's constructive. Now, we also need to have thick skin, right? So haters gonna hate, and I understand that that's a part of the process. Hence, at the moment, I'm going to keep this anonymous, so you only just get to see my sexy hands because I'm still active in the workforce. and I don't want those two worlds to collide. So anyway, if you like this content, please click like and subscribe, and hopefully you can learn something from it. And remember, life's short. Buy the watch.